I think often the way that we as the church have framed the gospel has been not incorrect, but just incomplete to a degree. Jesus made a brilliant statement about who he seeks to be for us, why he came. In John 14:6, he says, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. Now, the second part of that verse says, and no one comes to the Father except through me. And so whenever we run across John 14:6, we tend to focus on the second part of the verse and his exclusivity claims, which is appropriate, totally. But we've done so at the expense of seeing the depth and the nuances and the robustness of the first part of that verse where he says, I'm way, I'm truth, I'm life. I mean, it's similar to the essentials or the transcendentals of the philosophers, goodness, truth, and beauty, encapsulating so much of who we are as human beings. And way and truth is something that we gravitate to a lot more easily than life. And I think a lot of churches, we tend to reduce the gospel to way, behavior. Okay, you got to behave correctly. And truth, doctrine. You got to believe correctly. The way it will manifest itself in a lot of churches or religious groups is you can be part of us if you believe like we do and ascribe to the same doctrine that we do, and then if you'll ascribe to the same kind of, they won't say it this way, but the subcultural behavioral codes, most of which are extra biblical. Now, at the core, biblical obedience, way, is absolutely necessary, and life-giving truth is necessary, but way and truth only find their relevance in the context of us figuring out how do they lead us to life. So when we engage with Scripture, do we see Scripture as a manual for Christianity in terms of indoctrination or a manual for humanity? What does it mean for us to truly live? When it comes to way, do we see rules as being what we're not going to do so that we can gain the approval of our subculture and maybe the approval of God? And so often that gets warped as opposed to saying, yes, we want to please God, but his commands are not burdensome. They lead us to life. And I think often if the church can engage with Jesus, not as life without way and truth, but as way, truth, and life, that's when things become far more biblical in terms of their impact on us and life-giving and even contagious when it comes to what the culture is observing. And if the way and truth that we're engaging with doesn't lead to us becoming more fully human to the glory of God in living, then there's something truncated about the truth and something incomplete about the way. And it actually can lead to sick legalism in terms of way and judgmental belief systems in terms of truth. But when brought under the scope of Christ's agenda of coming to bring life, all of a sudden, way, truth, and life comes together. And we realize if we don't have all three, we don't have any of the one.